way that things are shaping out in the NFC and AFC playoff pictures is crazy. There's a lot of last place finishes or last minute finishes of how things are just all going to come together and how we're going to get all of our playoff teams for the AFC and NFC. And I'm really excited. Now, as a Vikings fan, I realize my team is just outside on the bubble. And, it's gotten to the point now where fans or people will say, hey, who do the Vikings play next? And I politely correct them and say, who do they lose to next? That's the better thing to ask. That is absolutely the better thing to ask. And I get it. At the end of the day, there's a lot of NFL teams here that are all vying for a spot, and I think it's going to be a really good finish. I think that there's a lot of, not only a lot of excitement going around, but there is a lot of teams here that are honestly all going for a playoff spot here, and I think it's going to be really interesting to see how it all finishes up. And in this video, we're just giving you guys kind of an updated finish here for the NFC and AFC. We did have to, again, we had to use Excel on this one, had some of our very, very amateurish Excel skills that kind of finished up with it, but we hope you guys do enjoy it. Now, again, as we go through this, I know that there's a couple of games that are still to be played, but I do ask for you guys' patience as we get through. This is just to kind of, before Week 15 kind of wraps up, we knew we needed to kind of get into this, so we just wanted to get into this right now in talking about our teams that we really need to get moving on and really just touch on the NFC and AFC pictures as we see right now. And I do think that as we move forward here, there's going to be a lot of changes, obviously, but there's also going to be some things that I think when it comes down to it, I think it's going to be really interesting. So I think as we move forward here, the biggest thing to keep in mind is that this is still an ever-changing race, and there's still a lot of things that are going to happen. So we're just kind of getting our transition set up here. And going to get rolling with OBS. And I think we're good to go. So if you look at the current playoff picture right now, the Chiefs sit at 10-4. Then you got the Patriots at 9-5. And I think, and we've also and obviously the Chiefs just, I don't know how the Chiefs do it. They just got a big win against the Chargers, and the Patriots, and the Colts, that was a great game. I think what it all comes down to is when we get through these top playoff races here, the AFC is still very much wide open. Like the NFC, I mean, you got the Packers who just clinched a playoff spot, and you got the Cowboys, the Buccaneers, Arizona Cardinals, the Rams, and also the 49ers and Saints looking to clinch the spots here. But, overall, this is going to be very interesting to see how everybody really finishes up here, because I do think that there's a lot of things that we need to get into with this. But back to the AFC here, you got the Chiefs, Patriots, Titans, and Bengals all rounding out the top 4 spots. And I get it. This is going to be a really tight finish with a lot of things, even in the AFC North with how things are going for the Bengals and the Ravens right now, but also the rest of that division is pretty tough as well right now. So, and I mean, the Browns and Steelers are still in it. They are still very much in this thing. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see how things go out there. Then you also got the Colts and the Chargers. And I think with how, with how Carson Wentz has played as of late, I'm encouraged. And I mean, Justin Herbert is just amazing. And then you got the Bills rounding out the 7 seed right there at this current moment in time. Now, they have kind of, in a way, fallen off, but I'm not 100% sure how that's going to go. And then also on the bubble here, you've got the Ravens at 8-6, and then the Browns at 7-6. They do play tomorrow night. They play the Las Vegas Raiders. And then they go on to play the Green Bay Packers the week after that. So, and you'll notice we included next to each team their next opponent. So, and the ones that are double are the ones that are going to play tomorrow night. So, heading over to the NFC here, you got the Packers who just clinched the NFC North and clinched a playoff spot. Great. You got the Cowboys at 10-4 who face off against the Washington football team. I don't think people realize how big that game is. You got Washington sitting there at 6-7, just outside the bubble. The Saints somehow just got a big win against the Bucs. That's gonna be I'm flabbergasted, or flabbergasted, however you say it. And then you also got the Bucs sitting there at 10-4. They just got flat out shut down by the Saints. Like I don't even know what to make of that game. Like I get it, Tom Brady's an all-time great and all that, and I know good teams have bad days, but man, the Saints' defensive line was out there to play. That was a lot of fun to watch. Also, the Cardinals lost a couple. I think. They need Nuke Hopkins back. They really do. And Kyler Murray, I think he's kind of a shell of himself. I don't know if his injuries healed up 100% yet, but I believe it's that ankle, if I'm 100% correct. But I do think they need to get healthy. Then you got the Rams there at 9-4. They play the Seahawks tomorrow, and then they play the Vikings the week after that. Then the 49ers, man, they can just run the football, can't they? I mean, the 49ers have been able to run the football forever. And I mean, it's interesting because Jimmy Garoppolo is not going to be an MVP candidate, but man, he still gets the job done. I absolutely love it. I think they are definitely, and Joey Bosa, oh man, he's just a stud. He's just everywhere, and it's a lot of fun. But overall, then you finish out there at the top, that 7th seed. You got the Saints there at 7-7. Like we said, just got a big win, and I think against the Bucs. And I think again it comes down to the fact that this is all very ever changing, and it's going to be really interesting. Once again, this is done before. This video is being done before the Vikings game tonight and before the Raiders and the Browns game tomorrow night as well. So I do think this is going to be really interesting. I'm really excited to see what unfolds here. So we'll update this as we move along here, but we just wanted to get our very rough draft out of our playoff race here for you guys. If we mess anything up, we apologize. But again, our amateurish at best Excel skills. But hey, we're happy. We included a lot of different things this week, and we're going to continue to bring you guys the latest on every NFL team as they go through the playoffs here. And as you kind of look at how the AFC is shaping out, I think the biggest thing for me looking forward is you have the Chiefs who, 7 straight they've won. You've got the Patriots who figure out that Mac Jones can throw, they can run the football, and you also got the Titans there. They still win games. Like, they just still get it done. And the Bengals still are finding ways to win games. And I think that Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and those boys can have big weeks moving forward. I think the Bills are going to be pretty tough. The Colts, I don't know. The Colts just confuse me. They just confuse me, but they're still a good team. You got the Chargers, who I think may be the biggest sleeper team in the AFC, and we're going to make a video about that. You can't sleep on the Chargers because they got Justin Herbert. Brandon Staley has done wonders with that team already in 1 year, and then you got the Bills once again sitting there at 8-6, go to play. In my mind, I think that's one of the biggest games of the week is the Bills going to play the Patriots. And I think what it really comes down to is you've got 2 spots or 2 playoff teams that really are. I would say pretty matched in talent, even though I still believe that the Bills have one of the best rosters. And you got in the AFC East, you've got teams that are just rearing for playoff spots. Again, Patriots 9-5, Bills 8-6, Patriots 9-5, Bills 8-6, and then somehow the Dolphins are sitting there at 7-7 after getting a win over the Jets. Now I know it's the Jets, but they're sticking outside of it. I mean, this has just been such a fun year, honestly, for football. And I think honestly when we get throughout the rest of these weeks, the real teams are going to separate themselves, and I'm just so excited. Then again, the rest of the AFC, I don't know. The Cowboys should steal a spot. I think this, like the top 4 spots at least, are going to be pretty similar. I don't know what's happening with the Rams. I know they've dropped a couple as of late, but I still think they're a tough team, and they're going to be a tough team moving forward, especially if that defense gets to playing up to its potential. And Matt Stafford has been definitely a big upgrade over Jared Goff. I don't think that is a debate at all. And the 49ers, like we said, can run the football. You also got the Saints out there that got a big win against the 49ers. So that's our updated playoff picture for now. We are going to make sure that we continue to bring you the latest when it comes to the AFC and the NFC and how things look. Obviously, the Vikings, like we said, tonight go to play the Chicago Bears. And then after that, they go to play the Rams. So I don't know. This is going to be interesting. I as a Vikings fan, I can just honestly say, I think, well, actually, let me back up. I had a friend to tell me, you prepare for the worst and you expect the worst, but you hope for the best. So it's it's tough having that mentality. And like I said, it's gotten to the point now where I tell everybody, especially when they ask who we play, I tell them who we lose against next, because it's just, I don't know. You have low hopes, but they're still in the playoffs, so we'll have to see how that all unfolds. But you know what? This is the fun time of the year, especially for the NFL. But let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. There, get more centered there. Like and subscribe down below. Make sure you guys leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show as we grow this thing. Also, in the description down below, you'll find a lot of things. Number 1, you will find the link to our website. Check out our website at thesportsbriefpodcast.com. Also, you'll find all the links to our social media platforms. Make sure you guys give us a like and a follow there. Also, iTunes, like and a sub there, and a listen as well. We update that really regularly, probably I think once a week after we get a lot of these put together. But and then after that, if you guys want anything, want us to cover anything, or if you think that we missed anything, make sure that you guys also send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com, or you can put it in the comment section down below, and we would be glad to cover it there as well. But at the end of the day, just let us know what you guys think about our updated version of the AFC and NFC playoff picture.